print, or will be, needs to be carved, and then I apply ink, and it only picks up the lines I'll carved, the ones I don't carve. Sorry, I'm shaking the table. It's relatively soft to carve versus, say, a woodcut, but it still requires a little bit of pressure, and I have to be careful not to cut towards myself too closely, or I could cut myself because these are sharp. Some of them are sharper than others. This one's like a little blade. And yeah, they can hurt. A friend of mine says it's not real art until you've bled on it, but I prefer to avoid that if I can. And because it doesn't really matter what side up I'm working on. I find it to be a little bit meditative. Maybe you will too. You like the background noise of the cafeteria? This is further so you can see. This is just kind of the frame. I am trying to get the, see if I pull this up a little bit and see what the design is supposed to be like. Generally okay if I talk to myself because I'm planning on saving this later. And I'm not making lino cuts for block printing. I make comics on tributewaters.com. It's a nautical fantasy adventure story, the first volume of which is available on Amazon. But most of that art's all done digitally. So it's kind of nice to get my hands in on some actual media. Doesn't hurt to turn lino, as long as you're pushing to carve away from yourself. Sometimes I have a little hook plate that I put on the table, and it hooks at the edge of the table, and then it comes up here so I can push against it. I did not bring it with me, and this might be too big for that hook that I have, but I can always bring it another time, or just be really careful. important to try to be calm when you do this, so that you have the most control over your tool. Speaking of control, I just carved a little bit deeper than I should have. At least that'll make it an interesting piece. Oftentimes, this linoleum is adhered to a piece of wood to make it stronger. I think this will be okay. I like the fact that they kind of end up being their own kind of piece of art, even after you've done with the printing. Weird angle. You know, I tried some different Sharpies. Usually I just use the black Sharpie, and it's coming off of my hands. So when I go back to work, my hands are going to be purple. Well, this hand anyway. I did it again. I cut too deep. I like to cut rough, so if I don't always get all of the pieces up that would have contact with the ink and the paper, sometimes they just have kind of a rough directions of where the carve out was, kind of like that. Periscope, I'm not sure what I like is the vertical aspect. Maybe next time I'll try to do horizontal. Does that mess up the video for Periscope? I know it's a better, sideways is better for YouTube.
Yeah. Well, I don't like. I'm just going back home and meeting up with people and then seeing what happens. I don't really have a favorite thing. I don't know. I'm gonna finish the paper and I'm just like cook out and stuff and like the porch. I can like find out where she lives. I can have her like most of the time.
be careful. Sometimes even little scratches will show up on a print, and that just makes it homemade, folks.
Well, it's like, it's either you can punch or you can't. Maybe I can find inspiration. Yeah, no, that's fine. Actually, don't even bring it right now. It's just going to be more of a hassle with my friend. I'm not going to see my buddy. So yeah, just don't bring that anymore. Sounds good. I'll let you know what Oh, alright. So you're going to 5. You're going to be around 5 or 6. What time is it? About 8? 8:30? Alright, so yeah, you just do it. It's fine, it doesn't really matter.
I did it again. But maybe not push so hard. It just, sometimes it slides in there so easy.
Maybe a roll or two of towel, paper plates, and then maybe just a few frozen pizzas. Not for like a casserole.
Badgers are playing in the final 4 tonight, so you might hear people around me making plans. Big game tonight. Just wants to go down in there, doesn't it? To re-glue that, I think. Making a mess. As the Lino warms up, I really don't even have to push as hard. I'm right here by the window with the sunrise. I'm just getting tired, so it's almost time to start. If I could also put some non-stick something on the back of this, maybe that would help it slide around.